All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another weekly market review video. I've got some exciting things to share with you guys today. Okay, it's coming to the end of January. We got some incredible events lined up that can possibly shake up the markets. So let's go ahead and take a look. All right, so before I get started, again, this is a disclaimer. This is not financial advice. Any views, opinions, references, assertions, or statements that I may set out on our social media or otherwise are just our personal views and not necessarily the views held by any group. Okay, so number one, what happened this week? So speaking of Microsoft, right? Everybody knows Microsoft, big tech giant. Our Microsoft Office, Windows that we use. This multi-billion-dollar company and multi-trillion-dollar company, actually made an investment in OpenAI. Okay, so for those of you who don't know what OpenAI are, they are basically the company and laboratory that is behind ChatGPT. Okay, so some of you may be familiar with it, some of you may not, but ChatGPT, guys, very simply is a viral artificial intelligence program, and basically it has the ability to generate text-based responses and prompts, okay, on any question that you may ask the artificial intelligence software. Okay, so again, this AI has been so incredibly smart that it can literally take your law examinations, your medical examinations, pass all these incredibly hard examinations, and can even give you highly intelligent advice in regards to finance as well. Okay, so pretty incredible stuff with artificial intelligence, really great stuff. If you've not checked it out, guys, please go ahead and check it out. But yeah, Microsoft has invested in the company behind it, and it's quite a huge investment that they have made inside it as well. So pretty interesting, all right? This tech giant, again, that's been around for ages, is constantly evolving. They have the money to actually evolve, and they are making these investments to basically stay relevant. Okay, so very important. Again, these legacy businesses, these huge businesses, Microsoft, for example, staying relevant by investing in OpenAI. All right. And again, some people are having the debate as well that with AI and artificial intelligence booming and slowly coming around into our present and our future, it's adding more fuel to the debate of utopia versus dystopia. All right. Will AI take over humans and our everyday jobs? All right. That leaves to be seen, but really, really interesting stuff from Microsoft. All right. So again, go and check it out, guys, if you have not. ChatGPT. Okay, so number two, again, Microsoft at the same time also released their earnings this week, but the earnings wasn't the best, right? So they actually posted their slowest revenue growth since 2016. So revenue has been growing, but it's slowly slowing down, okay? The growth rate is slowing down, and it indicated that bad trends would continue. Okay, so their forecast for the near future and the future isn't so bright, all right? They say they are experiencing a drop-off in their Microsoft Windows and Office business, and they say more declines are likely to come as the personal computer market shrinks again. All right, so they expect further drop-offs and shrinking in this particular area and slower revenue growth in their business for themselves. So Microsoft, again, if you have seen as well, my weekly reviews I've been posting, they have been laying off individuals as well, laying off employees like other tech giants as well. So these guys are not having a very good outlook on the future. The future seems bleak to these guys. Okay, so really interesting how these tech giants are preparing for the near-term future. They are not so confident of what's about to come. Okay, next one is Tesla. So again, Tesla shares jumped after the company actually posted quarterly results that beat Wall Street's expectations. However, their margins, guys, fell to the lowest in 5 quarters, and it also cut prices and dealt with the rising costs. So the thing with Tesla, guys, if you have noticed or in the news, they have actually been reducing their prices of their vehicles, right, to cope with demand and to cope with less individuals actually buying or less consumers actually buying their products. And the reason for less individuals buying their products is because of now we are in a high inflationary environment. Okay, a lot of individuals are cutting back on their costs. So things like cars and this kind of expenditure is not really a must. And that is why demand for these cars and EV cars have been going down. So Tesla has been suffering from that, but they've actually been reducing their prices in certain areas, all right, to actually cope with this. Okay, so especially now, companies like Ford, for example, and General Motors are also coming out with their own EVs, own electric vehicles, and posing competition to these guys. So it's not really easy for Tesla right now, really in a troublesome spot. And it doesn't help that Elon Musk has also been in the backlash of the media with his whole Twitter takeover and how he's currently running the company. Okay, so all these factors combined together doesn't bode well for Tesla. But again, with this earnings that was announced, Tesla's share price actually spiked and it has been on a rally ever since. Okay, so later on, I'll do a quick sharing about Tesla. I'll show you guys the charts, but you can see because of this positive news, Tesla actually had a good or decent rally thus far. Okay, now next one, Intel. So Intel also released their earnings this week and it was brutal, right? It was brutal. Again, there's bad news everywhere when you look at this company. The profits are not great, the margins are not great, the revenues are not great. They basically all fell. And this is the company's fourth consecutive quarter, guys. Fourth consecutive quarter where their sales are declining. Okay, so for a business, if your sales is declining 4 consecutive quarters in a row, that is 1 year, it is not looking great. All right, so the tech giant is basically struggling because there's a slump in the demand for personal computers. So just like Microsoft, guys, they anticipate that the personal computer space is going through a slump. Now it's shrinking. All right, same thing for Intel as well. There's been a slump in the demand for personal computer space, and because of that, that has resulted in a costly glut of chip inventory. So chip inventories are high and it's just staying right there, not being utilized as of now. Okay, so Intel didn't give guidance for the full year given uncertainty around inflation. So again, inflation and a potential recession. So all these companies, again, having a gloom outlook of what's to come. It did say, however, that it's expecting to post a loss in the current quarter for itself. Okay, the stock actually fell massively, about 9% before market actually opened. Okay, so not really the best for Intel, really a gloom outlook on this stock. Okay, now apart from this, okay, other important or high impact events actually happened during the week. And basically one of them, or the only one which was really of relevance, was GDP. All right, so GDP was announced for the States, all right? And for those of you who don't know, GDP is a good, accurate measurement, okay, of whether an economy overall is growing or not, right? Whether it's healthy or not, whether it's continuing to thrive. And guess what, all right? Analysts actually forecasted, all right, guys? So you can see over here, analysts actually forecasted that GDP would grow 2.6%, but it actually grew 2.9%. So really crazy, guys, despite all the layoffs that's happening, all these individuals asking, are we in a recession? Why is the markets coming down? Okay, with inflation being high as well. The thing is, GDP actually grew, economy is still growing. It beat the analyst forecast. It was 2.9%. Okay, so again, GDP is growing overall. Really weird things right now, really weird time we are in right now. But all right, the data doesn't lie, economy looks healthy as well. So because of this, there was some volatility and movements in the market. Okay, so this was the high impact event that the team and I were taking notice of, and it bode well for the economy. All right, so I'm done with the recap of what's happened during the week. Now let's go and check out the technical charts. Let's look at our S&P 500 and NASDAQ 100 and see what can possibly happen in the upcoming week. All right, guys, so we are on the charts right now looking at my S&P 500 SPY. We are looking at a 1 year, 1 day chart. Okay, and you can see over here, guys, so basically my long-term trend line that I had drawn, right? You can see this red line over here that I have drawn. Actually, what has happened in the recent or this week is the S&P 500 broke this, all right? So we had a breakout from my trend line. We saw prices moving up. Now, this is what I forecasted as well. If prices actually moved up, went above my trend line and 200, then we could see it go up to 400 to 410, right? That was the general range that I was looking at. So right now we are about at close to a 408 price level, right? 408 price level coming to around there. We have drawn 408 price level. If momentum continues upwards, right? Because right now momentum is looking like it's upwards, right? Bullish momentum. If it does continue upwards, it breaks my 408 to 410 level. We possibly can see prices go up to my 417 price level, right? 417 price level. That is the next level where you can possibly go. However, now if things turn around and we hit our 408 to 410 and there's a reversal and things come back down, then prices will start making its way back down. I likely see it coming up to my 395 to 392 level. All right. So if prices reverse back down, that's why I can possibly see it coming to. Right. So two things, if it breaks 408 to 410, can possibly see 417. If not, then it may reverse back down. We can possibly see it come to my 395 or 392 level. Okay. Now for my NASDAQ 100, guys, all right, NASDAQ 100 QQQ, what am I seeing on this chart? Same thing as well. So a little bit different here, all right? Prices trying to actually break my 200 EMA, all right? Trying to break my 200 EMA. And for those of you who know, my 200 moving average is actually my strongest line. So it's my strongest resistance line at this point. So if it does break, okay, we're having bullish momentum again now in the markets, guys, right? You can see from my EMA's bullish momentum here. And just to show you as well, RSI has been going up, right? We're reaching overbought levels as well. And MACD as well showing bullish momentum too. So if let's say this bullish momentum does continue a little bit more, it can continue to about my $300 price level, right? 300 price level. And if it's, let's say, really extreme bullishness, it can go to 310. Although I highly doubt it may reach there, we might see it test only 300. Okay. Now, if it does test 300 or it does get stopped out at 295, 296, where my 200 EMA is, then there may be a possible reversal and prices may come back down. We may see it come down to 290. And if it drops down even more, then it could come down all the way to around my 285 to 280 level as well. All right. So my 280, 285 level, it may possibly reverse back down to these levels. All right. So again, right now we're having bullish momentum in the markets. We're seeing it move, but again, it could end up with a reversal and for these prices to come back down. All right. So on NASDAQ 100, you can see RSI is coming really close to my overbought levels, may have a reversal soon as well. All right. So let's see what happens in the markets. Now, with the stocks that I shared with you guys, so for example, Tesla, right? I just want to take a quick look again. You can see after earnings was released, right? Earnings was released, major gap up, all right? There was a gap up over here. You can see a huge space here, gap up that happened, and then bullishness on this stock, right? Bullishness on this stock. So let's see how long this continues with the stock, right? How long this bullish momentum does continue. But because of those earnings that was announced, that is why the stock had this kind of movement. Okay. All right. And then let's take a look at Microsoft. Microsoft as well announced their earnings. So on this day, when Microsoft announced their earnings, guys, just to share a little bit with you, okay, when they announced their earnings, you can see over here, major movement, price went down and went to a low point of $230. So because earnings was not good, there was some volatility, prices went down for the first part of the market, but it did rally in the coming days and we are back up to normal. All right, so that was for Microsoft. And the last one that I want to show you guys is Intel. All right, so for Intel, again, earnings was released. All right, earnings was released. You can see this major move down. All right, major move down for the stock. Huge move down. When market opened, it did rally back up, but we are nowhere near yet to where it was previously. All right, we're nowhere near to where it was previously. So still about $2 to $3 down from where we were. Okay. All right, so this was the stocks that went through earnings. Now, all right, I'm done with the charts. Let's go back and see what are the events that we can look out for in the upcoming week for ourselves. Okay, guys, so what do we look out for this week? Okay, so in the upcoming week on Wednesday, number one, we've got some things that you need to look out for. So if you guys are trading or you want to know of what events are going to affect the markets, then pay close attention. So number one, we have non-farm employment change, right? That's coming out on Wednesday, as well as job openings. Okay, guys, so job openings is going to be really important for us to see, okay, how many new jobs were created in this environment. All right, how are the jobs currently right now, and that will be a good reflection of the economy and whether economy is strong or jobs declining and economy is weakening. All right, so this will be a event for us to look out for. Number two this week, we have interest rate hikes. All right, so our federal funds rate, the FOMC, will be speaking and announcing their interest rate hikes. So as I shared with you guys, again, inflation is still high. It has peaked at 9.1. It has come down to about 6 to 6.5%. Okay. Interest rates are still going to be increased. Okay. They're not going to be just kept like that. The Federal Reserve has announced they're looking to anywhere from 5 to 5.25%. All right. So we are forecasting, and analysts are forecasting 4.75%. Right now, interest rates are at about 4.5. Okay. So a 0.25 increase, but let's see, all right, what the Federal Reserve do. They may decide to pull a fast one on us, may increase it even more. I highly doubt that, but let's see what happens, all right? Markets will give us a reflection on how they are feeling when this is announced. Okay, so Thursday, 3 a.m., this is another important event for us to look out for, guys. All right, and lastly, all right, to end off the week, your non-farm employment change, your hourly earnings, all right? So because of inflation that's happening right now, is earnings, all right, the average hourly earnings of what an employee is being paid, has it been going up, all right, or is it stagnant? And lastly, unemployment rate. Okay, so unemployment rate is also important, all right, to see. It is a lagging indicator, guys, all right? It's a lagging indicator, but it's important for us to see because it's a reflection of the economy and how it's doing. So if unemployment is high, okay, typically that is not good, right? And with all the layoffs from all these big tech giants, it might be reflected in this upcoming unemployment rate announcement. So let's see what happens and how the markets actually react to this. Okay, so again, guys, with all the news and high impact events that's coming out this week, and with all the bad earnings that's been happening for these stocks, our team and our community have been able to still stay profitable, guys, all right? So if you know us, all right, or been part of the team, you know that we trade options, all right? We use options for our trading, and these are their results, guys, all right? Despite all the volatility in the markets, just this week, all right, you can see here, guys, all right? The dates are right here on the 26th, okay, and the 27th as well. These are all trades just from literally 2 days ago, guys. These guys are placing trades and are still staying profitable in this kind of market, all right? Literally making $92 in 45 minutes, $100 in 45 minutes, $10 in 45 minutes, all right? $50 in 45 minutes, $300 in 45 minutes, all right? $60 in 45 minutes. So all these guys, right, whether they are big portfolio, small portfolio, right? For the guys with a medium-sized portfolio, making about $500, all right, in literally 5 to 10 minutes for themselves, $1,000, 5 to 10 minutes. Those with smaller portfolios making $100 for themselves, right? And they're doing this through options trading, guys, and literally making daily income for ourselves, all right? Making daily income for themselves. Some of them are doing even more, all right? And that's why we see this 1K a day club, all right? 1K a day club. So all these guys are reaching the goal of 1K a day, guys, where they're using options, trading it throughout the day, and literally making 1K a day for themselves. Okay, so this is all part of our community and what we do here. All right, so if you have not joined our community, you've not joined our community yet, it's all right. Come and join our free Discord channel first. All right, guys, come and join our free Discord channel, our free community. It's basically here, and this is where I share weekly market reviews like this and any interesting related tips or updates or even resources, guys, relating to the market. Okay, so if you have not joined our group yet, guys, go ahead. The link is over here, bit.ly/IWC Discord. If not, take your phone and scan the QR code here. You'll be prompted to join our free Discord channel and our free community. All right, it's called bit.ly/IWC Discord, and the QR code is here. All right, so with that, guys, I've come to the end of my video. Okay, my end of my presentation. I wish you all the best in the upcoming week. All right, take note of the events that's happening. Stay safe, trade safe, guys. Take care, and I will see you next week in another video. All right, take care, guys. See you and goodbye.